Hey, Chris Liepe here. First time hearing Kim Dracula. I don't know what to expect other than multiple people reached out and asked for Kim Dracula on my Electric Callboy vocal analysis videos. So I'm expecting some cool sounding screams and some neat melodies. That's what I'm expecting so far. Let's see what we got. Ugh. Okay. It's gonna be heavy. I'm just going to say that several years ago, we had a shooting in a theater here in Colorado at a Batman movie. And I haven't been able to really engage with those movies. So this just reminded me of that opening scene. And I really appreciate what they put at the beginning.
Just like that.
A lot of vocal flavors there.
10, 9, 8, 7, bounce right into the finish line. Johnny, shut the fucking grip with the little AR-15.
That's a cool sound. Listen to that again. I've been doing something similar to warm up the engagements for different screams. Starting with the lowest engagement, the oh, which you get to from sighing. And then following the engagement upwards as I keep my primary chords disengaged. And then as I keep the constriction going and bring it upwards, I experiment with bringing primary chords back in here and there. And playing with my mouth shape a ton. If you like this exploratory, experimental way of approaching the voice and unlocking all sorts of things you never knew were possible with your voice, click the link below and join my free voice course. And I'll help you build the foundation you need to do this kind of thing safely and artistically and freely.
Just like that.
Just like that. Yeah, that Corey Taylor sort of fry finishing there. I'm really impressed with the different timbres of screams back to back. And I understand that this is studio recording and there's probably on different tracks here and there, but lots of cool textures.
Just like that. And of course, we'll always give it to him.
It's enough to make you think. It's enough to make you think.
It's enough to make you. It's enough to make you.
It's enough to make you.
It's enough to make you.
It's enough. It's enough. That's not a loud sound, and it's very contained. But there is just a little bit of primary chord engagement there, right? We've got this. That's partially what gives it the edge, is that we're blending primary chords and upper constriction.
It's enough to make you. It's enough to make you.
That's that's really tough to do. That's mostly mouth shape right there.
Listen closely to the words of this song. I'm betting a lot of people never had the place they belong. Give them a platform for doing something evil. Better not look at me wrong, cause I'ma mess you up alright.
Ooh, looking forward to hearing the singing, but we have to go back to this.
Better not look at me wrong, cause I'ma mess you up alright.
Look at me wrong. That is a form of vocal distortion as opposed to just a straight scream, and it's coming about by normal speech engagement and holding back air via the lifting something heavy technique I've talked about in many, many other videos. But what's cool is the transition up to that upper constricted scream. Listen again.
Doing something evil. Better not look at me wrong, cause I'ma mess you up alright.
Mess you up for mess you up for approach that the vocal break type of distortion as we get higher, and then transition up to that upper constriction. Mess you up for The key to those transitions is moderating your dynamics so that you don't get so loud in this area and then have to back off in intensity once you get up there. If you can curb that intensity as you're going up, once you get to that upper constriction, it's not going to feel like a letdown, but an increase in intensity. It's a balancing act. It's an airflow balancing act.
Or doing something evil. Better not look at me wrong, cause I'ma mess you up alright.
People! Really cool singing compression there. Subtle vocal distortion. And I'm hearing a more yelled track doubled in with the more sung track. Listen again carefully. Listen, people! It's more sort of inconsistent and broken up in the back. And then we have the murdering people, which is still distorted and compressed just a little bit, but it's solid, like drilled and belted. And the production here is really helping you get that multi-timbre out of the singing. Really cool. Familiar. Also multiple placements going on there too in the different tracks.
Evening, Dracula.
I can see you being busy.
You wanted to make an entrance.
Listen to that entrance into that singing. Am I hearing that right? It's not quite as drastic as what I just did, but kind of a cool experiment to try with you. How can you make that transition between heavy side false chord engagement into speech level singing? Okay, I get the video now, and I feel better. We also had another shooting in Colorado. It just hit so close to home. I was in high school, and this school got attacked. Columbine school got attacked by two guys that, and there was a huge thing around this. Like, well, if you can't be famous, you by doing something that brings value to the world, you can be famous by being a killer, and that still makes my skin crawl. I mean, that school was about 2 hours away from where I was going to school, and I had connections to people in that school, and this is kind of tough to get through.
I love to play, I love to cause damage. It's what these useless idiots deserve. Soon I'll be praised for causing havoc. That's why I signed up to protect and deserve. This is your captain speaking. I order you to give them all a nice bullet to the head. Yes, sir.
That's your captain speaking. Being able to make cartoon or voice actory sort of characters with your voice is a huge gateway into singing in general, but especially aggressive singing.
Captain speaking. I order you to...
Jim Carrey is really good at this kind of thing, and I actually got my start using my voice as a voiceover artist and voice actor. And I can't tell you how many things I've pulled over from voice acting and voiceover artistry into my singing. Massive.
Give them all a nice bullet to the head. Yes, sir, whatever you say, I'll make the walls of the fucking red.
Throat singing. Throat singing is another huge gateway into being able to use your false chords. You can begin to experiment with throat singing by experimenting with compression, believe it or not, and playing with the placement of that compression while leaving your primary chords engaged in a very relaxed sort of way. So if I'm going to hold back air a little bit until I start to get that rasp, and then I'm going to try to throw the engagement of that compression a little bit higher and a little bit lower until I find this sort of resonant position. See? And then when you feel yourself getting too raspy, back off the airflow a little bit. When you feel yourself getting like losing the engagement, and there's airflow, and then there's the gateway pitch, right? Like if I try to get into it too high, I can't do it. So I have to I'm playing with where the sweet spot is in terms of pitch and where the sweet spot is in terms of breath pressure as I'm moving that engagement around. But if you're interested in getting into a lot of these harsh extreme engagements, throat singing is a huge, huge help. That was a really cool low engagement. So a lot of air dump. That gives you that rasp. You hear the breath over it as opposed to it being more compressed. One of the most difficult videos I've watched in a while but some really cool vocal engagements. If you want to dive deeper specifically into the screaming techniques that I discussed and demonstrated in this video, here's a playlist for you. Be sure to watch each one all the way through so you don't miss anything. And again, if you'd like help getting the foundations necessary to do some of these things with your voice, click that link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more.